So our next guest says she's back in action, but it doesn't feel like she ever even left. She also says that she loves her husband, but admits that wedding planning is exhausting for the bride, that is.
It just doesn't seem like the bride is having as much fun as everyone else because she is the one that planned it and she wants everything to be perfect. They don't tell you that when you have a wedding, you have to plan every moment because people, when they get in a group, it's mob mentality and they don't think like they normally would, okay? So you would think logically, like, we said I'd do in this room, and that room's got food on tables. Should go from A to B, shortest distance, no problem. People are walking into walls like Sims. Like...
Well, now she can look back and laugh. Girl Logic has gotten this elder millennial pretty far, from winning Last Comic Standing to releasing 5 specials for Netflix. This funny human continues to fill venues all over the world and will bring her trademark humor to NJ Pack tomorrow night. And here she is making time for little old us. So please give it up for an award-winning comedian, a.k.a. 2021's highest-grossing touring female stand-up, who's also an actress, a writer, a producer, an author, and podcast host, the hilarious Iliza Shlesinger! Good morning.
Hi there. Morning.
And it's super early for you, by the way.
It is so early. It's one of those things where, like, I had to be up at 6:30 for this, so I couldn't sleep the night before.
What?
And obviously, I'm in a full face of makeup, and I'm here for this interview.
You don't need it. You don't even need makeup. You were born for this. You woke up like this, and you look perfect. And also because it's you, and I've seen a lot of your work. I know not to use the word amazing to describe you, so I'm going to say you're incredible. And here's Exhibit A, Iliza.
Amazing.
I call out sick.
Okay, I'm ready.
I call out sick when I have gas, right? You did a 14-city European tour while 7 months pregnant. And did you go back on the road 6 weeks after giving birth?
I did.
Stop.
But, you know, I think I'm an East Coast girl at heart, and so I feel like we're very tough. I feel like that's what we're made of. And I was just like, I don't know, like, COVID was, like, over, and I was like, world's open, gotta go. And my baby did not give me a hard time. And so I was just like, have act, will travel, and super pumped to be coming back to New Jersey because the last time I was there was full on during COVID. And there's nothing like going on a boardwalk in Atlantic City with a mask on.
Right?
It's super dystopian.
But
so, yeah.
Clearly, Iliza, nothing can slow you down, not even a pandemic. And in addition to having the baby, you did launch the Don't Panic Pantry Cooking Show with your husband, released a book, did a drive-in comedy tour. And were you one of those people that used quarantine to literally check off everything on your to-do list? Because it feels like that's what you did when we were all in lockdown.
I was just like, you kept reading all these posts that were like, hey, this is a great time to take it easy. You don't have to compete. And I was just like, you take it easy. I'm going to be getting stuff done. That way, when this all lifts off, I will have a book. And so I just utilized my time because I could. But definitely got drunk nightly and FaceTime with my parents like everyone else. I mean, what else were we doing?
Well, no,
a lot of wine.
I'm ashamed of myself as we speak, just so you know, super ashamed. And now you're back in action. You never even left in the first place. With a comedy tour, you have another book coming out, 6 Netflix specials coming up, and for each of your comedy specials, you filmed them in different cities, different locations. So what's the science behind picking a location for a special?
You got to pick a city that, I mean, I like to pick a city that I've been to that showed that the crowds came out. You know, you don't want to go to, I don't know, like South Dakota for the first time and there's just like 3 roosters in your audience. And you can't do a city that you just played. And so in our case, we did it in Cleveland because we had been to all of the other cities that were normally on a tour. And Cleveland and a couple others were the ones that were left. And I wanted to get it done because I was ready to go. And I wanted like a nice sort of heterogeneous mixture of people. You know, you don't want to just have all white nurses in your audience because that is a huge part of my demographic. So we had all different shapes, colors, and sizes, and that felt nice. And that's what we did. And so we shot it, and it will be out imminently.
Ooh. So when one watches your comedy specials in order, they can see how your comedy continues to change along with the life changes that you experience. So what are you talking about now during your shows? Because we know, like, when you got engaged, and the marriage, now that the baby is here, motherhood stuff.
You also get to see how many different hair extensions I've worn over the years. That's the main thing. The baby is here. much to some people's chagrin, surprise, whatever, I don't talk about it a ton because at the time she was only 6 months old. So it's I didn't have a ton to say. It's not like you have a toddler. This is probably the best special I've ever written. And this is one of those, like, holding up a mirror to society, super inclusive while also, like, making a stand. I don't want to give anything away, but it's the most fun and the most personal. And yeah, that's the most I can say. And my shoes are very heavy, but I move around a lot.
Your shoes are very heavy?
That's a metaphor for life.
I say that about my feet.
Yeah, like they were like 5-pound Frankenstein shoes.
Ooh, but you rock them well. You rock them well. And fans like me got introduced to you from Last Comic Standing, from you winning Last Comic Standing, and from then you've gone to doing a ton of acting work from Good on Paper, Spencer Confidential, Instant Family, your sketch comedy show on Netflix, where you practically rule the streaming service. And I have to say, now you have all things aside, because, come on, you don't have the same 24 hours we have.
Yeah, all things aside. This is the best ego boost. I just need to talk to you every morning and you just rattle off things. That is my new book, and it is available for pre-order, and it comes out in October, forward by the incredible Margaret Cho. I'm really proud of it. It's a collection of personal essays, and it's a fun, we'll say beach read, but if you're very fair-skinned like me, it's a fun bathroom read.
I love the hair on the cover, like the bob. I like the hair. Sorry. I like the hair here, but the cover looks like, I don't know. Look at that.
No. We shot that. I was like, I had just given birth, and it was like 8 weeks after. So like the body, I was like, crop it, and the hair, I was like, I look like, no offense to everyone there, I think I look like a newscaster, but we made it work. I was like, I can't lose a little more baby weight. They're like, we need the picture now.
And so it looks amazing.
We did it.
And amazing in my own way, not in your own description. Not your description of amazing. No, it's amazing. But you're incredible.
Truly amazing.
And you know it.
Amazing.
We appreciate you getting up early for us. And New Jersey cannot wait to see you. Everyone, her Back in Action comedy tour comes to Newark at NJPAC tomorrow night. Tickets are available at njpac.org, or just go to her Instagram page. She's also in Atlantic City. Instagram page, her website, everything's there. The woman's everywhere. Now you can go back to sleep, Iliza. Thank you for waking up.
This was the best interview. Thank you.
Oh my God, I love you. You're the best. Take care.
Have a great night.